know you're somewhere, somewhere.
Hi Pisces, welcome to my channel. My name is Kem. Today, Pisces, you guys got Rhino Spirit, overcome any obstacle. Okay, so you guys are at a 5. For whoever this is, if this is resonating with you, you're at a 5. There's something going on with focus, right? And the 5. And then at the bottom of the deck, you have energy. There's something, yeah, and a 10. I feel like they're trying to get you to move past this 5 as quickly as possible, but I don't know if you guys are seeing it, which is why I feel like focus is here with the eye and the palm. It's like, are you seeing what you're supposed to see to get past this 5? Because, like, think about it. It goes 8, 9, 10 really quickly. So I'm kind of getting that, like, you're kind of on the verge of completing a cycle, Pisces, and yeah, like, you see how the rhino's head's already like halfway out? I'm kind of getting that, like, you're kind of already there. There's just like one more thing that I don't know. I'm getting like you're almost there. So let's see what this is, because I feel like once you get past the 5, that you go 8, 9, 10 very quickly. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's pull more. Pisces, I have to pull more. There's a lot going on here. Queen of Fire in reverse. I don't know if this is you. Aries, Leo, Sag. And then we have Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But I actually feel like this King of Earth is very stable. But I don't think that's you because you're in the 5. So I'm wondering if this is you. But if this is you, I kind of feel karmic energy from this. Especially with the Counselor in reverse and the Ace of Swords in reverse. I need to pull a little bit more on this. I kind of feel like this might be you. Hold on, Pisces. Yeah, I think this is you, Pisces. Yeah. I honestly think for whoever this reading is, I think that you put yourself like in a karmic situation, or you made yourself a karmic. And how do I explain that? Like, sometimes we know something's not right for us. Sometimes like, I'm getting a lot with you guys that you have to follow your intuition. Like, you have to follow what your intuition and your gut is telling you. You guys ignore it a lot, and you guys are Pisces, which doesn't make any sense, because if anyone should be like listening to their intuition and their gut and getting very clear messages, it's you. And I think that's the lesson here. The lesson here is like, I mean, there's a lot of things here with this 5, I'm gonna be honest. But and I think it's like all things you kind of know, which is why you're at the 5 are about to be at the 6, right? Because you know that. I think how you ended up in some sort of trap here, because we have poverty, is the poverty mindset that you had. So there was like a lack mentality coming from yourself. And there was like this distrust in yourself. And there was this like, I don't know how to explain it, but like exactly, your perception was skewed and you were like in a lack mentality. And then that's what led you, I feel like, here down this rabbit hole into like a bad situation. Because I feel like with Queen of Wands in reverse, it's like maybe someone views you as a karmic, or you're in a karmic relationship at this time. And the reason that all this kind of happened was because of this poverty mindset. They were like, if you would have sat down and put some sort of work into just resting or listening to what, you know, trying to figure shit out, you wouldn't have gone down this road. But somebody went down a road that they can't necessarily come back from anymore. And with the Counselor, you were being advised against this a lot, but you didn't listen to your own gut. So this is about doing things very differently in the future. A lot of you guys were not acting like yourself either. Like, you were kind of putting up false pretenses with people. Like, I'm just getting like, you were all over the place, honestly, Pisces, in the past. And I feel like a lot of it had to do with like you coming from a place of lack, 1. You not trusting your intuition, 2. And I feel like these are all things you know. So they're telling you guys, Pisces, that in the future, you already know what to do. You already know how you're going to fix things in the future, or like how you're going to do things differently. Do you know what I'm saying? Like in the future, you're not going to like make a move when you're sitting in this energy of poverty or a lack of abundance. Like you're not going to make a move in this energy because those moves that you make when you're low vibes doesn't suit you, right? So you already know that you're not going to do that in the future. Another thing you already know is like when it comes to your intuition, you have to listen to it because again, it's a gift, Pisces, and like if you're not using the gift, it's like to your own detriment. Do you get what I'm saying? I feel like for a lot of signs, I would never really, I think I have to explain what their intuition is for a lot of signs. I feel like they don't get it. They don't understand it. But for you guys, I'm not going to explain it because I feel like you guys, you're like one with your intuition. You're one with your gut. I think you become really misaligned when you go against your gut. So it's like your body is telling you and fighting you and saying like, go do something. Like a lot of you guys might even be sick sometimes. Like you just make yourself sick. And it's because you're not listening to yourself. Do you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's really strong for a lot of you guys. Like you have this antenna inside of you that's telling you what to do. And the only time that this antenna is broken is when you're sitting in this poverty mindset, okay? So be careful because when you're sitting in this low vibe or this poverty mindset, this antenna is gonna be off. So that's like the biggest thing I can say here for this whole reading. It's like when your antenna is like, it's reminding me of those old TVs, you know, when you had like a cable box with a big ass antenna. I don't know if you guys know, it depends how old you are. But yeah, basically those antennas, like once the antenna broke or like somebody sat on it or stepped on it or whatever, the whole thing like just wouldn't work. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm getting here. Like for a lot of you guys, if your antenna is like broken or somebody steps on it or whatever, it's dented, then this is not gonna work the way it should. So that's the only thing that I really feel like this reading is trying to say. Like regardless, let's not even talk about the relationship you got into here with the karmic or you being a karmic with somebody else. Let's not get into like what you did it or didn't listen to. I think you just put yourself around bad people with occupation and community. It could be where you work, but I kind of get it's more of like just the people that surround you. You kind of you fed yourself to the lions, basically. Do you know what I'm saying? You walked right into a lion's den, but you didn't. I think it was intuitive. Like you could have figured that out if your antenna wasn't kind of skewed, but your antenna was a little off at the time. And I think your antenna was just off because some shit probably happened to you when you were like sitting in fear, you were sitting in low vibes, you know what I'm saying? So we have to always like make sure we adjust ourselves before making big decisions, okay, Pisces? And you are so capable of making these really big decisions for your life and the proper ones for you and the right ones for you. The only thing that can really stop you is when you yourself are in a low vibe. And you know what's funny? It's like you're tied to your emotions. Just how you're tied to your gut and your third eye, you're tied to your emotions, Pisces. You're a water sign. So if you're drowning in tears and you're crying and shit like that and you're going through a really rough time, it's not really a good time to make any like big life decisions. Do you know what I'm saying? Because those are pivotal moments. And sometimes maybe our tears are telling us something. Like our tears are telling us exactly what we need to know. And we just have to listen to that. So if your tears are coming out because like somebody hurt you, then maybe you shouldn't surround yourself with that person. Or if your tears are coming out because of like happiness for a person, then you already know that like that's maybe somebody that you should set your eyes on. Do you know what I'm saying? Like your body is your compass, Pisces. It tells you everything you need to know. And for whoever this was, I feel like this lesson here was, it's more about trusting yourself. It's more about becoming one with your emotions. But at the same time, like, yes, your emotions can overtake you very quickly. But that's what I'm saying. If you're down and out for the count and you can't get out of bed for a couple of days, this isn't the time to just like make a rash decision in your life. You know what I'm saying? It's a time to kind of take a step back. Or maybe, again, follow your emotions. Listen to what they're telling you and then make a decision. But every decision that you need to make in the future has to come from this authentic place that's within you, and it has a lot to do with your gut and your intuition combined with your emotions. So it's basically like just being yourself, Pisces, being the truest form of yourself that you can be and never questioning yourself again. I want to know who this King of Earth is because I don't feel like they're like in this bullshit. I don't. Yeah. So I'm getting here that, exactly. I'm getting here that like once you learn this about yourself and you get to the 10, you're going to have a new beginning with, I think, this person. Because you have King of Earth here with the official person. So this is like an emperor, right? Someone very stable, someone very grounded. And I think this is good for you because an earth sign with a water sign, I approve of that, honestly, because I feel like earth can ground the water. Do you know what I'm saying? Earth can like stabilize the water. You know what I mean? Like with enough dirt, right? You can kind of stop like a flow. You know what I'm saying? Fire and water, like I just don't see that, to be honest. I mean, this could be an Aries, but I'm more getting like an earth sign towards Virgo Capricorn could probably be someone for you in the future with mature women. I feel like this is you, Pisces, once you pass and overcome this lesson. You have like a gift waiting for you at the end of it. So it's like you'll know if you're on the right track if you meet someone like this. But I feel like you have to first learn this lesson. So it's like not about rushing shit right now. It's about really figuring out who you are and what you want and listening to it at all times. Like I really feel like this read is just like becoming one with yourself. You know what I mean? And not letting bad times be like an indicator. Not letting like when you're in a bad time or in a bad way, not letting that be the time when you make like important life decisions. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, yeah, you see adjudications here and then mature man. See, you guys are a true pair. But I feel like this decision that has to come from you, I feel like this decision has to come from you. Again, this could be reversed and this could be all about this person, but I personally feel like this is really you, and this is you and this person, and I think that you guys will meet or you guys will come together at a time when this is no longer an issue. So I think this is really like learning about yourself and knowing how you are and knowing exactly what you need to change. Do you know what I'm saying? What you need to do differently in the future so that this never happens again. I feel like there's a karmic relationship you might be in or you might be leaving at this time. And I just think that this is literally, it's been like a big moment in your life because it's showing you who you are. And it's also showing you what you could have done differently. And I think, you know, hindsight is a bitch, right? But I also think it's a teaching thing. Like you can learn something from it. And I think that's what they really want for you guys, especially with the 5. Yeah, I think you've been in a relationship where you don't have any love and it's all based on lies. But again, when you went into this karmic relationship, it was because you yourself were like drowning here. You yourself were in poverty mindset. You yourself, your antenna was off. Do you know what I'm saying? You were being overwhelmed with emotions perhaps. And it's just like, there's a whole mess here. And that's why you moved in the wrong direction. So now when you start things again, you're not going to do that again. You're going to do things differently. But I feel like when you took a leap of faith and you threw yourself, like the Fool is on a cliff, right? And yes, the Fool, it's like, it's funny because the Fool's on a cliff, but the Fool in my mind never falls. You know what I'm saying? The Fool might get very close, but the Fool turns around. But in my eyes right now, you guys like literally took a stroll off the cliff. You know what I'm saying? Like you literally were just like, yeah, I'm gonna go for it. And it didn't work out, I feel like, the way you thought it would. So I feel like this is about doing things very differently in the future. You have Justice at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, you're learning through the pain of this karmic relationship that you've been in. You're learning through a bad situation, and we've all put ourselves in bad situations, so don't feel bad. But I do see a collaboration coming for you, exactly, with the Hierophant, maybe even a marriage coming for you with this other person. So I feel like this is about getting out of this karmic situation and about doing things very differently in the future. Okay, yeah, message of concern is a breakup. I feel like you're getting out of one relationship and you might be walking into another one, but before you get into the new one, you have to go through this Rhino spirit, and the Rhino spirit is the most important thing, right? And that was what we talked about in this read, about like how to do things differently in the future. And yeah, Pisces, I like this read for you guys a lot. Let's pull you guys some advice. Yeah, So I love that you guys have in head Duana, the high priestess, because that's literally how I see you guys, as the high priestess. I'm one with my soul, and my soul is a legacy of love. Exactly. This is like becoming one with who you are. And instead of it being like to your detriment, right? Like being highly emotional and being very intuitive, it could go really badly. You know what I mean? For you, if you're not balanced and if you're not in the right position, you know what I'm saying? And you're not, like, again, if you're a little bit off balance, it could be a disaster. That's why I'm getting here. It could really be a disaster. So I feel like with the high priestess, it's a tricky energy, to be honest, because when you're dealing with a lot of emotions and you're dealing with like a very intuitive person, it's reminding me of the superhero. It's reminding me of Rogue in X-Men. I don't know if you've seen that, but she's like so powerful that at some point it's like dangerous to herself. Like she can hurt herself with her power because she's so powerful. And that's kind of what I'm getting for you guys. It's like, it's not about somebody trying to control you. It's about you learning to work with yourself and knowing your limits and knowing and knowing in the future who is like the people that you should be surrounded by and who you shouldn't. And I think somebody here is getting out of some sort of karmic relationship and getting into something new. And I feel like it's all very positive as long as you learned how to be one with yourself and you learned how to work with, you know, your soul, basically, right? Because this talks about your soul and this talks about your unconscious and this talks about a lot of awareness. So again, exactly, awareness into the inner depth of yourself. So again, if you're not aware of who you like, of how, what you're feeling, of who you are, of where you're going, then this is disastrous. This energy, this is disastrous. Like, it could be really bad. And I'm getting it was really bad, and now it's going to turn really good. But it has a lot to do with, like, I mean, honestly, you're creating your own reality here, Pisces. So, I mean, I think you can have anything that you want, but at the same time, you can also be like the end of yourself at the same time. So it's kind of a tricky energy, but I do feel like I'm talking to someone very powerful. So good luck, Pisces. I love you guys. I hope this helps, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.